The new generation and way of learning. Aspects of 21st century learning environments. Creates learning practices, human support, and physical environments that will support the teaching and learning of 21st century skill outcomes. It supports professional learning communities that enable educators to collaborate, share best practices, and integrate 21st century skills into classroom practice. It enables students to learn in relevant, real-world 21st century contexts, for example through project-based or other applied work. It allows equitable access to quality learning tools, technologies, and resources. It provides 21st century architectural and interior designs for group, team, and individual learning. And it supports expanded community and international involvement in learning, both face-to-face and online. Uses of instructional technology in an educational setting provide for the changes that have come about in this new century. Widespread use of technology is changing the way we work, learn, and communicate, even the way we carry out our regular daily activities. In higher education, technology has had a dramatic impact on teaching and learning, including service learning experiences. Service learning classes and activities can be augmented through the use of technology to provide more effective experiences for faculty, students, and community participants. With their ready access to new technologies, higher educational institutions are well positioned to take advantage of rapid changes in the field and of the future. The 20th and 21st century classroom and learning environment were different on many levels. It is hard not to notice the clothing styles themselves, but the classrooms and curriculum in particular were very different. This is what it was like in the 20th century classroom. It was time-based. The focus was on memorization of discrete facts. The lessons focused on the lower level of Bloom's taxonomy, being knowledge, comprehension, and application. Also, it was textbook-driven, passive learning. Learners worked in isolation, meaning a classroom with four walls only. It was teacher-centered. There was little to no student freedom. It was fragmented curriculum. Grades were averaged. Print was the primary vehicle of learning and assessment. Diversity in students was ignored, and literacy consisted of the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Now to compare. Here is what it is like in the 21st century for learners. It is outcome-based. The focus is on what students know and what they can do. Learning is designed on upper levels of Bloom's taxonomy, being synthesis, analysis, and evaluation, also including lower levels as curriculum is designed down from the top. It is now research-driven, active learning. Learners work collaboratively with classmates and others around the world, the global classroom. It is student-centered. There is a great deal of student freedom. There is integrated and interdisciplinary curriculum. Grades are based on what was learned. Curriculum is connected to students' interests, experiences, talents, and the real world. Performances, projects, and multiple forms of media are used for learning and assessment. Curriculum and instruction address students' diversity, and the multiple literacies of the 21st century are aligned to living and working in a globalized new millennium with visual and sound literacy, financial literacy, media literacy, information literacy, cyber literacy, emotional literacy, physical fitness and health, and global competency. Selecting new technology and media to facilitate learning experiences can vary with a variety of options available to instructors. Most presentations are visually enhanced through movies or applications that allow for an entertaining view of the curriculum. Some are more for research or instruction, and of these are Camtasia, a tool for making movies such as the one you're viewing now, or Jing, a tool for snapping pictures that you want to capture for presentations or to make short movies for presentation to the classroom. Snagit is another tool for making movies to use for presentations in the classroom. However, there is no 5-minute limited time, such as with Jing discussed earlier. And you may also make pictures with Snagit as well. Prezi is a great tool for presentations in that it is like PowerPoint, but it has ways of making it a bit more visually appealing with movement. However, you can still incorporate PowerPoint slides and images to Prezi, which is even more exciting. Other Web 2.0 tools can be used for interactive instruction and learning rather than presentations. Students can utilize these systems to get hands-on learning with a guided approach from the instructor. One such tool, for example, is abcmouse.com. It supplies numerous activities for children from nursery school on up to kindergarten. There is an enormous amount of tools for instructors and students to utilize than ever before. All you need to do is just search. Hey, try Google.
Web 2.0 tools assist in learning by engaging tech-savvy 21st century learners, providing convenient methods for assigning and submitting work, providing more means and opportunity for assessment, providing more means by which student and teacher can communicate, and allowing for more collaboration amongst students. Simulation use in the classroom. Simulations are a great solution to some big problems. Experiments can be too dangerous to be performed in the classroom or in the lab.
If we combine one gummy bear, which is composed mostly of sucrose, with molten potassium chlorate, a violent reaction occurs. A surprising amount of energy is released by the reactants, and in the process, their atoms and molecules rapidly rearrange to form the products carbon dioxide, water, and potassium chloride. The reaction is said to be product favored.
Experiments can be too messy to be performed in the classroom or the lab. Costs can be too high for enough supplies to be purchased for all students to use. PowerPoint use in the classroom. PowerPoint presentations can be used in the classroom to provide a visual stimulus for the visual learners. PowerPoint can be used as an online downloadable outline as to materials to study in preparation for upcoming class or can be assigned for work. PowerPoint presentations can also be printed or copied as notes for students to study. Integrating technology and media into instruction. Advantages. It engages students, it's less expensive in the long run, it provides more means for communication and more collaboration. Limitations. The upfront cost may be more expensive. Students may not all have access to computers and the internet at home. The students may not have the knowledge of the software or programs and may need to be taught. Issues and challenges. The upfront costs, the knowledge of software, and the students that are without access to media devices or internet at home. The solutions. Funds raising and donations, teach the software to the students, and class sets of devices for checking out, and devote some class time to computer or lab or provide tutorial time for those students who need it.
Procedure for selecting, modifying, and designing instructional material. Select available materials. Make appropriate choices for material by making an appointment with a technology and media specialist to examine learning objectives, instructional strategies, and preferred media layout. Expert will review your instructional requirements and make preparations to check out appropriate provisions for your school's library, media center, or other public, scholastic, or regional media assortments. Select available materials continued. Collaborate with new and experienced educators that have labored with media and material substitutions with a lot of serious analysis about education reserves. Teachers with mutual philosophies for consuming materials and a collective power that may make it easier to obtain materials from museums or establishments. Select available materials. Surveying media, resource guides, and review free and inexpensive materials. An example of this would be Kathy Schrock's Guide for Educators, which includes 3 categories: back to school, general education, and early childhood. Modify available materials. Transform resources to meet the varied demands of learners. Off-the-shelf materials often need alterations to align with learning intentions. Technology provides numerous options for changing current resources. Check with school media specialist, administrator, or legal advisor when using and adjusting commercially created materials. Do not disobey copyright laws and restrictions. Digital scanning or creative use of copy machine is available and adjusted with editing software for available materials in PDF or paper format. Refashion a paper original and then make copies of the modified supply. Design new and available materials. When ready-made materials are not accessible or existing materials cannot be altered into new lesson plans, it is then necessary to redesign material. Examples are hand printing a flip chart, computer used to create handouts, presentations, or an online web quest. Use media and technology to create important resources. Keep learners' needs and learning objectives as the vital concern when planning your lesson plans. Next is the lesson on examples of classroom application utilizing technology and media. The 4 examples that I have given, the first one is Zambini's Mountain Rescue problem-solving program, which encourages students to practice math skills while challenging them to use logic to solve problems. The next one is Decisions. This is a simulation program with role-playing software that generates informed discussion and decision-making in the classroom using one computer. Program titles include substance abuse, violence in media, immigration, the environment, and town government. The third one is Magic School Bus Lands on Mars, which is created by Microsoft. This involves science discovery with interactive software programs to seek answers to questions while students learn about Mars and space exploration. Programs include science experiments and games. The last one is Inspiration Kidspiration, concept processing program that facilitates brainstorming, concept mapping, and planning to help students convert the concept map into word processing outline.
Today we are going over the types of literacies with definitions. Ivy, would you like to name one of the literacies?
Yes, I would. General literacy is the ability of a student to comprehend or decode information to use and make new information.
That's right. Can you name more?
Text literacy is the use of text-based resources to interpret and communicate information. Computer literacy encompasses the knowledge and skills teachers need to select and use technology for better learning opportunities for students.
You are so right. My turn now. Distance learning literacy comprises three main sections: designing and facilities learning experiences, modeling and promoting learning and responsibility, and lifelong learning.
Great job, Whitlow. Naomi. Cyber learning literacy is the knowledge and skills to be successful using technology. Visual literacy is the learned ability to create visual messages correctly. Audio literacy is hearing and listening in learning.
Thank you, Ivy. Abe, you just flew in. Want to try Abe? Oh yeah. Video literacy is the skills to understand and evaluate video messages and create video for whatever you need IT for. I know the last one too. Would you like for me to tell you what IT is?
That would be great.
Media literacy is the knowledge and skills to interpret and produce a wide variety of media, including text, audio, video and more. When you mix them all together, IT is called media. Great job, you two. And thanks to our instructors, Miss Eves, Miss Jackson, and Miss O'Day.
Dr. Rice. We want to thank you for a great class and hope you have an awesome summer.